Hey everybody, I'm Cory Weeds from Cellar Live and the Cellar Sound, and welcome to our first social media post, the Cellar Sound Throwback Thursday Classic Cellar Live releases. And we're going right back to the beginning, to the first ever release. And this release is special on so many levels. First of all, it was literally the first full-length release that Cellar Live did. And it was my greatest mentor, teacher, and one of my most dear friends, Ross Taggart. Ross Taggart passed away in 2013. It's been almost 5 years, going on 6 years that he's been gone. And Ross was a big gregarious figure, great piano player, great saxophone player, and just a great human being. And his passing left a huge, huge hole in the music community. And so obviously that makes this release special. But Ross was one of my heroes when I was growing up. He was only about 5 or 6 years older than me, but at that time, that 6-year gap, that was a big gap back then. And I always told Ross that I would produce his first record for my label. And I didn't quite come through on that promise. He put out a couple before. He did, thankfully. But what I remember about this release in particular is before we agreed to record this band, and how the recording of this band came about was I booked his band. It was Ross Taggart, Bob Murphy on organ, who also passed just a couple of years ago, Mike Rudd on guitar, and Bernie Arai on drums. They did 2 nights at the Cellar, and it was phenomenal. The band sounded absolutely incredible, and I was so excited, and I said, Ross, this is the record that I want to make. So I assembled some friends. My good friend at the time, Cory Burke, was a recording engineer, and he pulled up in his bread truck in the back and loaded in all his microphones, and we recorded what would become Thankfully. And it is such a beautiful record. There's so many highlights, including a gorgeous Victor Feldman ballad called Falling in Love, a beautiful tune that Ross Taggart wrote called Shorter Days, and another kind of great classic funky organ boogaloo called Don't Call Before 10. The whole record is fantastic, and I just thought it was fitting that if we're going to celebrate past Cellar Live releases, that this one was a perfect one to start with. If you visit cellarlive.com right now and you enter the code 2018 summer, you can get 20% off the $9.99 download.